Let's see. What happened there? That's so weird. You know what? I'm just going to jump to this one right now because I don't know what the hell happened. We might be back. And yes, welcome to Weekday Wagers. My name is Mark. I am so glad to be back. We cannot figure out what the hell is going on here with this StreamYard platform. This is absolutely insane. When we push a button, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. So I'm glad you're here to enjoy the ride with us. I can't wait. Yes, this is what, it's not even what we did. That's the wrong place too. What the hell is going on here? Let me see if I can't get this. There. We're going to get this figured out. Damn it. This is insane. So glad that you guys are here to join us on this crazy Wednesday weekday wagers. And yes, we are back on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. It does feel good to be kind of back home in a sense. You know what? Yes. Kevin Durant, shoot the damn ball. You're dribbling off your foot out behind three. You can't make a three. That's why I got the red X. Robbie, I'm going to just bring you. I don't know what the hell is happening. So I'm glad you're here. How's your Wednesday going? Let's start there.
It's off the rails right now, but it was going pretty good. Yeah, man. I guess Kevin Durant's still trying to call timeouts instead of shooting the ball. What an idiot.
Oh, and I just saw here, Kim, you did ask a question. Will there be an NBA tab added to the Just Set Sports site? If you go on the desktop right now, you can see the NBA plays. They are up right now. That's an issue. I know you're probably talking about the mobile. So if you're using the website on your mobile device, the tab, for whatever reason, is not showing up on the mobile. They are actively working on getting that fixed now. And I know that we will be getting the model simulations added to the desktop site as well. So yes, you can go to the desktop site and you should get all that information there. Yeah, I'm already exhausted, dude. We are literally not even 3 minutes in and I'm like, okay, where to go now? The good news, in just a couple of seconds here, we're going to Rob's radar. But before we do that, I do want to get your impressions for kind of what happened last night. In the NBA, we had a couple of games. We've got a full NBA slate for tonight. Any impressions? You know what? Forget the NBA for right now. I just forget it.
Right.
I know you and DG had a showdown.
Well, it wasn't much of a showdown. The Preds suck. But I did have Troy Terry to get a goal, so thank you. And I had Cutter. DG's got Cutter on my fantasy hockey team, so he came through. But yeah, the Preds suck. It's pretty bad.
Is there a congratulatory statement that you want to maybe put out to DJ? I know that there was a lot of trash talking going on.
No, the Ducks still suck too. We just suck worse.
All right. Well, he did show up to say Ducks baby. So DG is obviously enjoying his victory over Nashville. As he says, he now owns 2 homes. And I'm glad that he's not living in your basement. In fact, I'm glad for you that he's not living in your basement. So there is that. Look, it is Wednesday. And Wednesdays here can only mean one thing. You've got 4 guys that you're already starting to target for this weekend's NFL in a little thing that we like to call Robbie's Radar. Well, let's get right into it. We've got Jonathan Taylor for the Colts. They're facing the Tennessee Titans. I kind of have an idea why you like this guy for this weekend. I can't wait to hear it, though.
Yes, it's pretty easy. You had Ramondre Stevenson over the weekend, and the Titans made him look good. So imagine what Jonathan Taylor's about to do to this defense. Actually, no, you don't even have to imagine it. He played them already once this year. and he put 3 touchdowns on them and went for 102 yards. His rushing line right now is at 97 plus. I went ahead and hammered it. It came out at Hard Rock. His over 19.5 longest rush, hammered it because he had 43 against him the last time. I even got a little crazy. I went 2+ touchdowns at plus 180. But, man, JT has 697 rushing yards on the season. I think he has 10 touchdowns total. He's on pace for 2,000 yards at the rate he's going. And the Titans absolutely suck. As we saw last week, it didn't matter if they got a new coach or not. They're not a good football team, and they cannot stop the run.
So, first of all, I love this play for Jonathan Taylor. I think that he has the potential to absolutely put up maybe a 180, possibly a 200-yard rushing game. That's how bad the Titans are. Do you fear at all, and taking a look at a potential scenario where the Colts blow out the Titans, do you fear that they might pull him to give him some rest and not give him the full reps that he's used to seeing?
It did cross my mind, like the 97 plus rushing yards. That's a lot for any running back, but I do feel very comfortable in the 19.5. I think that cashes easily. And if the way the Colts play, when they get down there in the red zone, I think he can easily score 2 touchdowns. So even if you go 2 for 1 on those, you're setting all right. I didn't see his rushing and receiving prop yet, but I'd imagine it's going to be out at around 115 to 120. Just based on his history this season. I like him more on the ground in this one, though. It seems like he does more work on the ground against the Titans. It is a division rivalry, too, so you got to factor that in there as well. Taylor's seen them quite a bit in his career.
Yeah, I love this spot for him. My fear is in a blowout situation that they start to rest the starters, and is this – because of that, is this a game where you would target maybe first quarter or first half rushing yards for him?
Yes. I would do Jonathan Taylor, and then like we've been mentioning the past 2 weeks, Tyler Warren's first quarter receiving prop. I didn't see it out yet. Dude's an automatic machine. If it's still sitting around 9 to 10 yards for the first quarter, I would hammer it. I'd probably even go up all the way up to about 13 for Tyler Warren. But, yeah, Jonathan Taylor's first half props is something I would definitely look at.
Excellent. I think that's a great way because you kind of negate the fact that if this thing's a blowout in the second half and they decide to sit him for the fourth or probably halfway through the third, you certainly negate that and you still get to take advantage of a very, very poor Titans team. Let's go to our next guy. We have got – that is a great graphic of George Kittle.
It really is.
They're playing the Houston Texans. Why is Kittle on your radar? He had a horrible game in his debut last week.
He did. He was used more as a lineman against the Falcons because the Falcons' run defense is really stout. And as you can see, the Niners are all beat up. So they used him more as a lineman. Kittle even came out and said, "I'm sorry to fantasy owners. I'm sorry to bettors out there." He goes, "I thought I would do more. I didn't." But this Sunday, Mark, you know what this Sunday is?
October 26th?
Maybe. But it's also National Tight Ends Day.
That is Tight Ends Day.
Yeah, George Kittle is one of the founding fathers of National Tight Ends Day. He absolutely goes off. I've watched him go off against Dallas. He went 6 for 128 and a touchdown against the Cowboys. He also went off against the Chiefs. He went 6 for 98 and a touchdown. Now he gets the Houston Texans, who played on Monday night. And Houston looks good against tight ends, but here's some names they faced. Tyler Higbee, K. Dotton, Chiga Okonkwo, A.J. Bonner, and the shell of Mark Andrews. That's who they faced. So they haven't even faced a good tight end. The only good one they faced was Brenton Strange, and he went 6 for 61 on them. I think Kittle could easily go over this line. I think he could go over his lines. None of them came out yet. No touchdown props, no receiving, no receptions. None of it's came out yet.
Okay.
I don't have any numbers for you, but I will be on touchdown, receptions, and receiving yards in this one.
Excellent. Let's keep it moving. We go to Bijan, don't call him Dijon Robinson, for the Falcons, taking on a depleted and horrible Dolphins team. I have questions about the Dolphins anyway. Your thoughts on Bijan and why do you like him?
Yeah, Quinshon Judkins. We targeted him last week when he faced the Dolphins, and he cashed 3 out of 4 props for us. He just missed his rushing prop by a yard. Bijan Robinson does it all. He runs the ball, he catches the ball, and as we both know, the Dolphins absolutely suck against allowed the most rushing yards in the NFL right now. Atlanta is currently a 7-point favorite. And with Michael Penix being a rookie quarterback, I see him leaning on Bijan quite a bit in the run game and in those short game yardage. Maybe if Kirk Cousins or a better passer was back there, I wouldn't like this. But I've actually already bet his rushing yards at 89 plus. That was at minus 113 on DraftKings. His longest rush doesn't have lines yet, but I'm going to hammer it when it comes out. I took his 2+ touchdowns as well at plus 240. He hasn't gotten 2+ this season, but Miami is so bad they gave up 3 to Quinshon Judkins last week. I think Bijan has a lot of capability to find the end zone. As long as Tyler Algier stays out of the picture, but he only had 4 carries last week, so maybe he's losing his luster a little bit.
Well, I agree with you. I think Tyler Algier was a great look to start the season as they were trying to create a dual-headed rushing attack with Bijan and Tyler. He sort of started to fade off, and even his snap percentage, the usage has dropped off precipitously for Tyler Algier. So I do love this look for Bijan to put up some huge stats against the Dolphins. Do you think we see a head coach change? And I know this isn't even on Robbie's radar, but do you think we see a head coach change in Miami here shortly?
Yeah, I still had the preseason bet if he'll be out by Halloween. And right now we could still cash that bet, but I had him getting fired before Halloween.
All right, I like it. And moving on to our fourth player, targeting an Eagle here. I can't wait.
Yeah, we got A.J. Brown. I love the graphic that DG put up as well, him reading his book. Look, I don't know if things are better between him and Jalen Hurts, but it looks like they're putting all that crap aside, at least on the football field. He's seeing 8+ targets in 5 of his last 7 games. He's gone for 80 and 121 yards in his last 2 games. He found pay dirt twice last week against Minnesota. And the last time AJ and the Philadelphia Eagles met the Giants, he went 6 for 80 on that Thursday Night Football where the Giants absolutely stunned the world and beat the Eagles. I don't think the Giants do that again this week. He's cleared 64 receiving yards, which is what his number is set to right now, in 5 of his last 7 games versus the Giants. He has 5+ receptions in 3 of his last 4 against the Giants as well. The one game he didn't, the Eagles had already locked up the playoffs. He didn't see the field a ton, so really he probably would have had that as well if not for that. But the Giants are still one of the worst teams against wide receivers. We cashed Cortland Sutton last week against the Giants. They're dead last in receiving yards, allowing 1,267 this year. And also Saquon Barkley has not been himself. I'm not sure what's going on if he's hurt, but I think that they look to throw the ball more. I took his anytime touchdown at plus 185, his over 4.5 receptions at minus 108, and I took 64+ receiving yards at minus 114.
Yeah, I really like this look, especially for A.J. Brown, because I do think there's been some sort of kumbaya between him this season and really the rest of the team. He just seemed to be lost and non-participating with anything that was going on the offense. Are you concerned that they try to get Barkley going and establish a run game against the Giants? Or are they going to lean heavy into that Giants are just horrible against the passing?
Yeah, it's a rivalry game, right, for Saquon. He's facing the Giants, but it didn't really seem to matter the last time they faced. And then they tried to get him going last week. He just couldn't go anywhere. They were trying to run the ball on Minnesota, which is a team that you can run the ball on, and they had an answer for Saquon. But what they didn't have an answer for was Devontae and AJ both going for 100+. Right. I think the Giants could easily let up 100+ to either one of those guys. But it seems like AJ's finally found his footing. So I like AJ more in this game over Devontae Smith.
I love it. I think that the players who end up on Robbie's radar end up there for a reason. And I hope that everybody was taking notes. And I'm looking at our live numbers. And yes, it is so good to be back at YouTube live again. But it's always humbling when you see those numbers continue to grow each and every day. Thank you so much. Since we're back at YouTube, if you could be so kind and you're here this far as we get to our picks, hit that like button. Feel free, subscribe. We're going to be here at YouTube now. We should have everything straightened out so that won't ever happen again. But yeah, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Especially, you can do it while you're listening to the sponsors of our wagers segment.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
And by the way, we don't know if Bassett Blends taste good on duck. I imagine it does, but we didn't find out last night. So there is that. Robbie, so what are you on tonight and why?
Yeah, we're going to go straight back to the ice tonight. We're going to take Dylan Larkin and Matt Boldy for 1+ point. And I got that at plus 113. Both of these guys have been on fire. Larkin's registered 5 goals and 6 assists with a point in every game to start the year. And he's also performed well against Mark's Buffalo Sabres. He's registered a point in 8 of his last 10 against the Sabres, putting up 7 goals and 7 assists. Detroit comes into this game 5-1. And while Buffalo is still trying to find their footing, this should be a high-scoring affair. Matt Boldy has 4 goals and 6 assists with a point in 6 of his last 7 games to start the year. The Wild get the luxury of facing a 5-1 New Jersey team who just came off is on the second night of a back-to-back, heading back from Toronto, where they whooped up on the Maple Leafs. I like both these guys for points. I actually like both these guys for goals. Matt Boldy has a goal in 2 of his last 2 games against the Devils in New Jersey.
I like that one a lot. You and I are both on that Buffalo Sabres game, and I think for pretty good reason. I'm going to get to some stats right now, but let me give you all my play first. I am going to Buffalo, and we are going to target because we're going to take the total over 5.5. I got it at minus 130. Yes, it's a little bit juicy, but listen to why I think in this case the juice is definitely worth the squeeze. The last 6 games that the Red Wings have visited Buffalo, listen to this: 11, 9, 8, 10, 8, and 11. And no, I'm not talking about the number of hours it's taken them to drive to Buffalo. I'm talking about the total goals scored in those games. That's right. In the last 6 games that Detroit has come to Buffalo, they are averaging just over 10 goals a game in that. On top of that, Buffalo is starting a goalie tonight because why? UPL is still out. Colton Ellis, ever heard of him? Not either have I. That's why I think Detroit scores a ton. I think Buffalo has to keep up with them. And I think we see a ton of goals. If you wanted to go ahead and play the over 6 here for a little bit lower juice, but you also get that push insurance, I'm not afraid of that either. I just love the over 5.5. There. That gets us through our plays for today. Let's see. I'm just going through the checklist here. We've gotten to Robbie's radar. We got through our plays. It's time for everybody's favorite segment. If you have a goal scorer that you like, let's hear it. Put it in the chat. Join us as we look at the lamp for our daily dinger. We have Kirill Kaprizov or Kaprizov, depending on how you say it. We have Jack Hughes, Cole Caulfield, Tage Thompson, and Matt Boldy to light the lamp. Robbie, who do you like?
Let's go bold. I'm going to go Boldy. Matt Boldy at plus 180. Like I said earlier, he has 2 goals in his last 2 road games in New Jersey. I think Minnesota and the Devils have a good game tonight, but I like that top line of him and Kaprizov to maybe light the lamp tonight.
Yeah, I really do like Boldy as a play, but I love Tage Thompson. Rob, do you know what happened October 26th of last year?
He scored a goal against Detroit.
Oh, he scored a goal? I don't mean to correct you as we're going live here, but he scored goals, plural. That's right. He played the same Detroit Red Wings team last year. And guess what happened last year at this time? Buffalo struggled. It's not a big surprise to anybody. Buffalo always struggles. They were playing the same Detroit Red Wing team. TT lights it up for 2 goals. Give me Tage Thompson to light the lamp tonight for plus 165. I think we see a ton of goals scored in this game. I love Taj to light it up and get it done for us tonight. I am just shaking a look here through any plays that we have from the chat. I don't think so. We got it all back. And Joe, am I on one today? Listen, we've been riding a little bit of a heater lately. And so, yeah, I'm feeling it. I am pumped up. I'm excited. Can't wait. We only have 3 NHL games. And Robbie and I were talking about this before we came on for the show. We didn't really like tonight's NHL schedule, but I ended up with a play on every single game. So I don't know how that works out. We do have a full slate of the NBA, which kicking off its regular season in full swing tonight. So excited about that. Oh, we do have a pick here.
Teuvo Teravainen.
Thank God you're here, because I would have just called him TiVo. I like the sandal. I'd have called that. So the sandal play, is that for a light the lamp?
Yes. Yeah, that's I can't remember who he even plays for now. I feel like I don't know who he plays for anymore, but it's Teuvo Teravainen.
Okay.
That's how you pronounce his name.
And we do have a question from Scotty Y and from Joe Neuenfeld about, I'm not saying that. How do we do in the NFL overdrive? And he plays for Chicago.
Chicago doesn't play tonight, though.
That is true. I did know that. Of the 3 games that are being played, I did know that Chicago's not one of them.
Yeah.
So the NFL overdrive, we should have the results, and I'm trying to see if we can pull those up now. I do know that last week's results, we had one person who almost beat me. Oh, by the way, that's right. Boom! Read 'em and weep. Your boy coming in at 8. TJ Parker at 7. Madam President at 6. DG at 5. And Joe, you're in the middle of the pack, my friend. Just at 5. Feels good to be king. That's all I can say. That's last week's results. Nobody wins the $100.
Hey, I'm glad you went so well, because that keeps money in my pocket. So congratulations.
Just saying, nobody had to pony up for the 100.
Yeah.
And so there's that. We will have the NFL overdrive. Why does Joe? No, I have nothing to do with the grading. Everybody's results go into the machine. The machine spits out the results. I didn't even have anything to do with the machine building. It's all Google. That's where that happens.
Trust me, I didn't have anything to do with grading, because I had like 4. I think I got right this week. So definitely wasn't me.
And yes, as Joe points out, he did not see Robbie on the list. And Joe, you can keep typing that other word. I'm not using it. It is Robbie's
I'm a player
radar.
props guy. You start talking money line and spread, just look at my split decision record as of late. I do not call money lines and spreads. So you do a whole player prop. You remember the first one we did was all player props, and I did really well on it. Didn't see Joe in the top 5 that week. So
I'm just saying. I think Joe's probably using his JustAStatSports.com membership that he won from my showdown. And that's why he's getting the totals and the sides on that one correct. Hey, listen, speaking of,
I should do that from now on.
I'm just saying, it might not be a bad idea, Robbie. Might not be a bad idea. So
I need to do that.
Those are the results from last week's NFL Overdrive. If you want to participate in this week, and yes, if you can beat all 3 of us, myself, Robbie, and DG, then We've already had one winner. We had a winner in week 1, actually. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. $100 plus a 6-month membership to JustAStatSports.com. Scan that QR code. Join the fun. I'm telling you, it is a blast. There are very few things that I like to get uber competitive about. This is one of them. And for good reason. It costs me money if we lose. So, and one of the good things, and I think this is why the three of us make such a great team here, is I know all three of us hate losing more than we actually enjoy winning. And so you've got 3 guys who are locked in. And JC went, no, it's 10 questions. So it's 10 questions for the NFL on Sunday. It's simple. The rules are simple. And fantasy is not one of my strong suits. No, it is not, Kevin. You're absolutely right. Although I kicked ass last week. I owned it. Anyway, Robbie.
What happens when you bench Brock Purdy?
You know what? Yeah, full disclosure. I had Brock Purdy as my quarterback for the last 2 weeks, and he didn't even see the field. He was in civilians, so that kind of hampered me. But by the time I started looking at my roster, made a few changes, had a players only meeting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Didn't work for Toronto last night.
It did not. Wow, was that bad or what? I mean, I expected them to come out and just have a little bit of fire, and they had nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure Vladdy took his jersey back from Matthews after that game.
Yeah, I think so too. Or Vladdy's looking to change his jersey after that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, God. So, listen. We have got 3 games on the NHL, a full slate of NBA games tonight. There's some college games, I do believe, 2.
Thanks. Yeah.
What is on your TV schedule for tonight, Robbie?
Well, it'll be Survivor at some point tonight. I know that for sure. But it's probably going to be that Minnesota-New Jersey game. I'm interested in that because I think a lot of Minnesota. I think they have a good team. New Jersey's 5-1, so that's probably going to be the one I pay attention to the most. Gotcha.
I like it. I am actually, of all the NBA games, I think there's a handful that I'm very interested in. But I'm more interested in the ice. I am interested in that Montreal Canadiens, Calgary Flames. It should be Calgary going down in flames at this point. According to the models at JustStatSports.com, Calgary's chances to make the playoffs, and they're a decent team, the chances to make the playoffs this year have already dipped below 10%. That is absurd that we're in the 3rd week of October and a team like Calgary has a less than a 10% chance to make the playoffs at this point. I'm interested to see if Montreal takes this as a look-ahead game or if they can really just start putting the nails in the Calgary coffin, as the Canadians say.
Yeah. I'm worried about that too. I don't know why. I don't have anything to back it. It feels like it might be a look-ahead game for Montreal. As fast as they've started and as good as they've looked, I don't know why, because Calgary gives no good reason for you to back them tonight. But it just feels like a weird trap game for Montreal.
And I do love – listen, you guys, Survivor Talk tomorrow, yes. And as Joe puts it, full disclosure, way over TV timeout. I agree with you. I would love to do a full disclosure segment. I think we've got to figure that out.
You and Joe can do a full disclosure segment. Me and DG will watch Survivor.
Okay, you know what? The 2 guys who use full disclosure the most are on camera right now. So
I try to say full transparency. I tried to switch it up, so I'm not taking your gimmick. I tried to do full transparency now.
Let's just keep it at full disclosure. I think full disclosure. Here we go. I love it. I love the idea. Anyway,
you know what?
listen.
If they're watching, full disclosure brought to you by FanDuel would be a great segment. So give us a call.
I just think I can already see the logo now. FD. We got to trademark that before somebody else takes it. That being said, listen, if you guys would be so kind, yes, I know our YouTube channel is back. We're up. We're live. I love it. Just hit that like button on the way out. Please help us grow. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. Tune in tomorrow, 2 p.m. right here. We'll be live again on YouTube. 2 o'clock Eastern. Join us where they start breaking down the Thursday night football game between the Chargers and the Vikings. And no, TJ, I will not be doing a showdown with you because it's my Chargers and your Vikings. So no, let's get that out of your head right now. Until then, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Hit that like button, subscribe. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, be kind to one another. Let's cash these tickets. Peace.